Go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the
Thanks
7
again for
Day
coming
in
back
Lion's
with us,
Den. I am your co-host Logan,
And I'm your co-host Adam.
and welcome back, folks. Good to have you. Today we have a live audience and a super special treat. We have with us another guest speaker.
Hey guys.
This is Dallas Blessing, one of my best friends since kids. I mean, honestly, I don't even remember. Probably 5th grade. Honestly,
Yeah, 5th grade, 4th grade. I'm a certified super cool guy.
He's the dad of us all.
Right, he keeps it absolutely on the
Kind of
smooth,
a dad, a little bit.
100% the dad. He's the only one married at the
Right,
moment.
right. I actually have children out of the three of us.
I could have
He
children.
got you.
I just
Funny,
spizzle.
funny story though. I'm pretty new to being married. The other day, I was feeling weird all day. I went to work and we had a little meeting before we leave to go out and do our stuff. And I was feeling weird. Came out of Casey's after paying for my gas and realized my ring was on the wrong finger. It felt weird all day. So,
Just because you didn't have it in.
Yeah.
Are you so used to it already?
yeah. So
But,
I gotta-
wait, is that your real ring?
No, this is like my little silicone
Ones
ring
for work?
Around, yeah.
Or you just don't want to lose your wedding
Yeah,
band?
yeah, I don't burn out.
Yeah, I understand that.
So a lot of the times that when these gentlemen wear bands like you're wearing is they have kind of the same mindset that you do, which is that wedding ring, my actual wedding ring is a lot. Not only does it cost a lot, one, and two is like, I don't want to lose that.
Oh yeah, it's important.
Yeah, I guaranteed I'll probably lose that bitch wherever we go, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You never
100%.
know.
I lose shit all the time. I've locked my. I went to the dispensary the other day, got out of the car, closed it, and I went in, got my shit, came back out, and I was like. I looked at my seat and there's my keys, and I'm like, fuck! And I called Jeff. I'm like, hey man, I was like, I might need a ride home. I was like, to get my key to unlock my trunk to get in through the back. I was like, because the only way to unlock my car is with the key fob. The key will not turn in the lock. So I have to open the trunk, go in, unlock it from the back in the seat. I'm assuming there's a lock in there to unlock it if you're trapping your trunk.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get in there and fucking get it. But then I saw my window was cracked. And I was like, sticking my hand in there. And I was like, yes! Unlock the car. I was like, hurry up, fucking turn it off. Just got it. I was like, probably looks like I just stole
Hey,
this
Grand
fucking
Theft Auto
car.
5. Straight Grand Theft Auto 5.
No
Yeah.
stars. Nobody. No anything.
Right. That's where you sit in the parking lot and wait for the car alarm to stop, and then you drive away in the car. Yeah.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Anybody walking by sees his car, they're not worried that it's getting stolen.
No.
That's correct.
They're probably like, it's probably getting repossessed.
You paid $1,500 for this? Guaranteed you can't make that next payment. That shit's ghost.
That's gone.
Damn, the bot in here in our chat's talking shit on Jeff. Oh, yeah, I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. We've got
welcome.
Scraggly Balls.
Welcome to chat. Welcome to the chat.
We got
chat.
Jeff. We got Swomo, and I believe Teggy Daniel.
Swomo.
We got a little audience, maybe. I can't really see it, but I think we do.
We love you.
Love you. We are happy you guys are here for once.
Thank you very much for your support and love. And the biggest thing that we want to bring to you guys is that there's other human beings in this planet outside of Logan and I. And wanted to introduce some of them to you today. I think Dallas is one of our most interesting characters because, he has our sense of humor.
Pretty funny guy.
Yeah, but he's also like,
A pretty funny guy.
he's the most mature-headed and just like, I don't know. When Dallas is like dad, I think he's the father figure of the group. Just the way he handles things is just crazy to me because it's like growing up, I was like, I don't know what Dallas is gonna do. I didn't know what you were
I
gonna
didn't
do.
know what else was gonna do.
Yeah, that's that. I really didn't. I was like, he can do a lot of shit, but I don't know what he's like. He's never been like, I've been doing this all except drawing. That like you got me into drawing because you were a better drawer than I was at first. Like I was like, damn it, dude. Now I'm over here. Look at that. The imagination.
Imagination Station.
Well, for the longest time, I figured I'd just do the family business, be like my stepdad,
Work on computers.
just take pills and yell at people.
He said it. Fucking gangster. That's gangster. Fuck. Oh shit.
Call him out.
Hallucin the tie.
Alex in there right now.
Hallucin
Son of a
the
bitch.
tie.
Oh,
He was
big house in
fucking
the chat.
fucking, that's gonna be a poggers in the chat for sure.
No, I straight up. I went to college. I went to college for physical therapy and everything, and just
Did you
didn't. Yeah, college just didn't sit right with me. I was out.
I don't blame you. I didn't even go to. I went to culinaries, like a culinary institute, like fucking one of the best ones that we have in the country, and it's fucking like I couldn't have done normal general studies, dude. I can't. It's boring. Like I have to be engaged in what I'm learning every day. Time to do equations. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just fail myself out of here.
Right, it's done. I'm RIP.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the moment you said square root, I fell all the way asleep. I didn't fall halfway asleep. And the square.
Only root I know of is a canal, and that happens in the
You're
mouth.
right, and that's something that because I ate too much sugar, I have to currently deal with.
You know, I lost 2 teeth from eating too much.
God.
or a lot of
Tell me
the
about it. Yeah.
some of that ice
A little bit,
slipping on it too much.
a little bit, a little bit.
You know, we all make bad
a little bit
mistakes.
burn, a little bit burn
That'll
turn.
do it. I lost a tooth because of the army.
What?
Yeah, so when I was in training, they sent me to the dentist. It was an army dentist, and he's like, "Oh, you got a cavity." I had a cavity, but he filled it, and there was just something wasn't right. It hurt really bad for a few weeks after that, and then it hurt for like every year for a few years after that.
What the fuck?
But yeah, and recently it started like rotting out and falling away, and I was like tonguing at it, and like the filling came out. Yeah, wild boys.
So he probably didn't not very sanitized fucking operations. What it sounds like. He got an
most-
infection on the inside of the
no,
root and the
most-
inside of the tooth.
I just
and
think it didn't take or something.
No,
but
no.
I don't think I needed it in the first place.
Oh God.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Editor, cut that.
yeah, but
I'll cut that.
Yeah, we'll cut that in post. We'll cut that in post.
I don't know what
fix
that
it in
was.
post.
I think the biggest thing is that it's kind of funny to me is like they want these people to be the ultimate killing machines and being able to deal with instinct, and you can't provide these dudes with good windshield wipers.
Like, can't even get fucking
Fuck
health
is-
insurance
you
when you
can't
get
even
out.
get
VA, that's a joke.
Right.
Well,
Dude, everyone I know is like, yeah, I've struggled with
Yeah.
trying to
if
get
you
through.
don't mind waiting in Disney lines, you know.
See, that's what I'm saying.
You
Do you see the stipulation he just put on this? He said if you don't mind waiting in the 3 to 4 hour line for a ride that lasts 15 minutes.
Check this out. I went to the Suicide Boys, the Grey Day tour in St. Louis recently with Jeff actually, and I waited in the merch line for like 20 minutes and missed almost a whole set of someone playing. So like that shit, and for a flag, like I mean, I thought I couldn't see because I'm getting old. So like the prices looked cheaper from when I first got in there. I was like, oh, $15 a shirt. Got up there, it was like $45. I was like, I got $20. Let me get that shirt. Let me get that flag.
Look at the flag. You gotta fucking.
You gotta pin it.
Hey, is there a?
Is it a flag or
is there a
is it a pin?
cush
Oh, that's a
ball?
full flag on my wall.
Is
Yeah,
there
one of
a
those
cush
little
ball
pennants,
with the
little
name on
triangle
it
Big
that I
cush
can
ball.
get maybe? You know, like the balls with like all the little strings on it, or whatever. Like the
Ball
weird
cup?
like I'm saying like the weird
Oh,
the weird
the-
rubber ball that has like all the weird rubber ball that has all the like these little rubber spikes off of it, and you can grab it on the end and then like
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Yes, like
yeah.
the
So like
spiny ball?
yes, yeah. So like,
Yeah.
yo, can I get one of those? That's $5 with the name on it. Yeah. That's like the same shit back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember when you used to go to Chuck E. Cheese, and you would stay there for about an hour, 2 hours or so, maybe depending on how much money your family had, and by the time that you would leave, you had enough tickets to buy an eraser
yeah.
or some candy, which is like 200 tickets or like for like fucking, I don't know, like gumdrops. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I just wasted 3.5 hours for some gumdrops.
You didn't waste it, buddy. You earned those gumdrops.
No, I definitely.
You're a winner. You deserve gumdrops.
No, I definitely. No. After looking up at the
Straight crown.
after looking up at the bicycle up on the fucking wall, and then like the Star Wars fucking Death Star that's on the thing for like
200,000.
2,500 tickets. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, I will never.
Yeah. I don't have that kind of time. I'm 12.
They really
Mom, just buy it. Just buy the damn.
I thought about that, like being like, can I just give you cash?
You know,
Right, I
no,
always-
They
I've
won't.
always-
They won't sell you.
No, they
stuff.
will not. They correct.
I tried to at Dave and Buster's, and they wouldn't sell me stuff.
That
That reminds me of the Workaholics skit where they do that, and he's like, look, man, I really need that shark. He's like, got $20 in this one hitter. He's like, come on, man.
And this one hitter.
Yeah, and he fucking takes it.
A trade. We'll do a fair trade, even trade.
Holy shit, man. Oh,
So Dallas, like, I don't mean to cut low off, but,
No, you're
but like,
good.
I want to ask, even though I don't know you very well, what are the kind of things that you've been up to lately, as far as because Lo and I have talked about our personal lives and what we've gone through, but like, I would like to. I didn't mean to cut because I
No,
think you were
you're
talking
good.
about. I thought you were talking about. Okay, but I figured, what is the things that you're kind of doing in the background? Because the truth is that when it comes to Lo and I, you're Nick Fury. You know what I'm saying? You're the guy in the background making decisions, flying a fucking aircraft carrier over people that's fucking
We're the Avengers.
camouflaged, right? And we're the Avengers. We go out
Yeah, no,
and
for
fucking.
sure. I personally fly it. Talented individual.
You think I'm gonna let any motherfucker
You think I
fly
would let a motherfucker fly this fucking flight carrier?
Listen, I'm tired. It's motherfucking snakes. This motherfucking fight carrier.
Tired of these Avengers. We're out here just doing your work, sir.
You fucking. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, that's how I see it. Like,
yeah,
you're like at the top of the pyramid,
Right.
And then
Totally.
I'd say we're the next super
As
extent.
long as we can agree about that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
that's,
my god! He said, "I'm Galactus, and you're Doctor Strange."
like
getting caught in the
alpha,
fucking loop.
betas. Okay, got it.
Do you see where the ego is, folks? High, ready to get high.
So no, I've been actually designing a card game recently called Glory. It's a 1v1 semi-casual competitive card game where you're two warriors fighting in an arena.
So now, like, I would say go into like further detail. How is this
Right.
game operating?
Right, because it
that sounds like Mortal
It sounds
Kombat.
like Mortal Kombat. It sounds like Mortal
Like,
Kombat.
yeah, I hopefully it does because it's meant to feel a little bit like Mortal Kombat. So you'll take turns attacking and defending. So one player will start playing their actions, their attacks, and as soon as they get to play a card, the opponent gets to play a card. So nobody's ever left out.
So it's like instance, pretty much, right?
yeah, it's attack
Rather than
it's
waiting
call
for
and
the
response,
bullshit of-
call and
Oh, I
response,
like that.
Yeah.
Wow,
like
that's
that.
cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So you're saying rather than it being like a magic in the sense of where you're trying to lay out this incredible strategic of saying, I have Theralox of Mordor, which just allows me to sneak inside your house and have sex with your
honestly,
mom.
I know you don't know magic,
Right.
and you were just saying that as a stereotype.
Right.
But more than you know, that actually fits these days. They literally just released Lord of the Rings magic cards. So, as ridiculous as you were trying to be,
You were on point.
you were on point.
Unintentionally.
But I'm saying, like a lot of the time when you're playing games like that, they want you to have this long-seated thought of each and every move, whereas
You take turns jerking off. watching
right,
the other
right,
jerk
jerk off,
Yeah.
right, because each guy is like, I have this and I have this, and they
Oh, I do all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas your game Glory allows you to have the consistent combat going back and forth and having the quick on your toes.
You're
thought.
always going to be engaged. Like, there's never going to be a point in which you feel like you might have a second to just check something real quick on your phone.
Wow,
You're
that's
always
cool.
going to be engaged.
Wow, that's cool.
So you got to be aware. You can't
Gotta
be
be aware.
sitting out of this game at all.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I like that.
So you're saying in a sense. So like when you're playing Mortal Kombat or fighting games, you're thinking of the opponent's possible moves and next moves. It's almost like chess in a sense, where you're saying he might do this, so I'm going to respond by doing this, right? Instead of doing that in video game button form,
You're doing it with cards.
you're doing it with cards.
Exactly.
I think that's fucking genius.
Yeah, because there's 5 main card types that you can use. You got light attacks, normal attacks, and heavy attacks, which are all action cards, which means you play those when you're attacking. You have the priority, it's your turn to attack. Then you have dodges and block cards that serve as more reactions. So those, when a player plays an attack against you, you get to respond right away if you have a block or a dodge in your hand. So you're always getting a turn. It's this call and response. But just like in Mortal Kombat, you're not going uppercut, trying to get some points in. You're going
Right.
for a combo, right?
Right.
So this game's the same way. It's functioning around pushing combos through. And the whole dance of it is, can you use your attacks to slip enough damage through to start a combo chain? Or did they have the right blocks? Because a big part of the game is the deck building.
So my
Right, of
question
course.
is real quick, what is there a damage threshold that has to be reached to break someone's block?
That's
Is
a
it
good-
going to
that's a
be
good
is it going to
question,
be
yeah.
like
That's
how
a good
Magic is? Oh, I only use this because this is the only card game
Yeah,
I really know
yeah.
where your attack has to be higher than their defense. Or is there going to be something where they throw this attack, this is their defense, and then they can do something to increase their defense? Or
Well,
how does it work out like
The
that?
Thank
cards,
you, Spock. I appreciate it.
the cards are balanced in such a way that certain blocks or dodges are favored matchups against other light, heavy, or
So kind of
normal
like how
Wow,
attacks.
that's
elements
wild.
work in Affinity against other elements?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's intricate as fuck.
Yeah, so a tier 3 epic normal attack might deal 20 damage, but a tier 1 epic block also will block 20 damage, right?
Wow!
That sounds
That
kind
gives
of,
everybody the fucking
so-
chance.
But
Anybody,
yeah, but
everybody.
then it sounds like no matter how strong you are, even if they have a weak, like your blocking is weak, you could just still block that. So you don't see how that is that.
But heavy attacks all come with the stipulation with unblockable 5s. So
Okay,
you're
see, I
always
didn't think
gonna be
about
able
because
to
you
push
just said
damage
light
through.
attack. I thought that was the only attack.
No,
I was
he
like,
said a lot
That
of
was a
heavies.
normal attack. Light attacks are undodgeable. So everything is meant to feel thematic to two champions actually fighting in an arena. So the whole point of the heavy attack is there's more power in it. They're more expensive cards, more power, and you push damage through because the impact, right?
Wow.
So that's where the
Okay.
damage comes from. 5 damage is a little bit,
Right.
but it feels
because
appropriate.
realistically, if you were to block something with a shield
Right, you're
that
gonna
was
take
that heavy,
damage.
you're
You're
still
gonna
going to
take
take
a little
damage,
damage,
injuries.
yeah.
You're still gonna take
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I like when things do that. Like
Yes.
it's annoying sometimes in games like Dark Souls does that. You can
Yeah,
block
right.
if your shield's not like strong enough to like take the full blunt of the force. You're gonna take damage, and if they're so big, it doesn't matter. Like even if you block it, you're gonna take health damage,
Right.
But not as much,
Right.
Because realistically, if you get hit in the fucking body by a tail of a dragon, even
There's
if you own the
some wear and
shield,
tear there.
you're getting
Right.
fucked up.
You're gonna get
Yeah.
fucked
Yeah.
up. Right. Once again, for all of you absolute nerds out there that have played D&D, you know that human beings, out of all the other people to pick, all the other creatures and beings to pick, we're hella squishy. You destroy this and this, or one of the two, R.I.P. We're done.
We can go without a couple limbs, but
Right, like an arm or a
blunt
leg.
force
or-
trauma, at certain,
Right, to the
our
head
whole
or
body.
head or heart, R.I.P. We're zip. And then the only reason why we would survive is because those human beings have crossed over into some shit that no other human being has ever done, like necromancy, fucking pyromancy, shit like that. Like those human beings survive and live because they don't do shit like every other human being that survived, right?
Yeah.
They're studying shit that there's some fucking
Give me your blood and your life. Pyromancy will be the way.
blood fire.
Blood fire.
I've enhanced my blood with the fortification of fire.
He fucking, what
does that even mean?
He's fucking in a wheelchair, comes out of the wheelchair. Spider-Man say, lead me the way.
I just visited my doctor recently and got me some adrenochrome. Have you guys tried any adrenochrome yet?
Shut the fuck.
What is that?
Stop it, dude.
I feel years.
Clockwork Orange.
younger.
You've never seen Clockwork Orange?
I have seen Clockwork Orange.
Do you remember? You remember drinking the milk?
Mm-hmm.
Adrenochrome is in the milk.
What?
Yes. So they
But what
drink.
is adrenochrome though?
Adrenochrome is the shit. No, dude, you tell me.
So
Tell me.
essentially, it is
Gangster. Don't hold any finger. Don't know anything about it. Dallas.
gangster or cold. You can put them together, but it's like the adrenaline-rich blood of children.
You did not get no goddamn blood of children from fucking
No, but have you've not heard about that though?
I have heard of that in like cultish.
This is a natural thing that's released in the human body during the time of fear. So when like you're about to stab somebody or you're chasing someone, adrenochrome is released into the blood naturally.
And
right?
apparently, celebrities just guzzle.
They synthesize the shit, and like you said, celebrities, these incredibly rich people, guzzle the shit by boatloads, dude. Which is why the movie Clockwork Orange shows his mental capacity from drinking adrenochrome to not drinking adrenochrome, and how fucking drastic the two are.
It changes.
Yeah.
It's a
But
cool
see, that's
concept.
crazy to me because if you think about it though, that's an animalistic nature. Like I personally don't believe like we're an animal. We're just a very
totally.
evolved.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Like
Absolutely, we're
I'm like
animals.
people don't understand like. They're like, oh, we're so much better than animals and all this. I'm like, dude, you are a fucking animal. We are mammals. We share so much of the similar DNA with other mammals. Like, especially fucking dolphins. We have the most similar DNA with them than any other fucking creature.
Yeah, well, think about it. What are the three most important things? Eat, sleep,
and shit.
fuck.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, reproduce.
Yeah,
Reproduction.
eat, sleep,
And that's all we
fuck.
do.
Just
That's,
like every other
we
animal.
just have a higher weight. Like we have all this shit in between it now. Other animals, what's their fucking main naturalistic instinct? All right, I'm gonna go find food. Time to reproduce. Sleep.
Yep.
But now we're like, oh fuck, we have cognitive ability. Shit, I want to do this. I don't know why, but I want to build or something. But I still want to eat. I still want to sleep. I still want to fuck.
Right.
No matter who you are, you want to fuck. I've never met someone who's like, I
Those
don't
are
want
three
to
things
fuck.
they're
you're
called-
going to be driven to do.
Right.
Like, that's no matter what.
I was gonna say, like, regardless of what it is, like, we are beings, right? So, like, out of all the beings that have existed, we are some of the most incredible creations ever, because you take this human being who doesn't have the ability to see, and he's a fucking card shark.
Yeah, isn't it insane? All
Right?
his other senses are fucking
Right?
heightened.
How in the fuck can a person have the ability to do all this incredible like the one guy was explaining? There's a documentary on that, by the way. There's a documentary. I can't remember the name of it. Tubi, fucking Voodoo, Low. We built there's many fucking stop it. Tell him. Tell him.
Let us know.
We have so in Voodoo, you can put a wish. You can make a wish list, put movies in you want to buy, and for
Right.
like since I've known Adam and I've had Voodoo myself, I've like put movies on there. I'm like, hey man, I'll give you my account. You know, like he's my best friend, brother, pretty much. To die for this guy, so like I trust him with anything. So I gave him my shit. I'm like, if you see anything you want, put it on there. I'll buy it. Not even like a few months in, there's hundreds of movies.
524
right,
is what
right
we're up to
now
now.
is where we're at. Is 500, and then not even that. Check this out. He recently made two different wish lists, or just lists in that category. Two. And this was like less than a month time.
Less than a month time.
The max is 200 per list. He has two of them full of just
Listen.
horror movies.
Adam's
Free movies.
Adam's free fun, and Return of the Free Fun.
Yes. And
That's
you know
the-
it's not gonna end.
It's not gonna.
It's gonna be like the never-ending
right.
story.
The moment
And they just fulfilled the list?
What?
They just fulfill the list for you, or?
they keep the movies. They keep the movies on as long as you put them on that list. They keep those movies on that list as long as they have them on the site.
Yeah. And they don't get rid of. As far as I know, they don't get rid of.
They don't go.
They
They
don't
don't
have every single movie.
No.
But they have
But
so
the most,
much.
but the most popular, like big whatever AAA movies, those movies get trade in and out constantly. But the movies that I find on the horror films, like I told you about that Wild Eye, Uncorked,
What is it,
fucking
Maniac Cop.
Maniac Cop, bro. This shit, like these are movies that it would be hard for Lo and I to kind of find,
Right.
but because of Voodoo, they show commercials in between, and it's kind of a bit of a decent compromise to be able to watch this fucking content of some shit that maybe it would be super hard to find. I mean, yeah, you could do the shit on fucking YouTube or whatever for free, but it's like with ads. So I might as well just go to this thing, which is essentially, a Voodoo, which is this incredible list of all this crazy shit. 2,228 or 82 movies are on the horror list for Voodoo. And I am at 646, I think.
This man's insane.
Find the
646.
time in the day to watch all this. Oh my god.
No. Here's the thing.
He's just building.
Here's
He's building a library.
the thing. Here's the thing. I've explained this to Logan already. I am building a trailer library, which is I watch all these movies on a trailer, right? I watch all the trailers, and then when it comes time, when I feel like when I've got all these movies finished up, especially for horror, I'm gonna sit down and watch all these bitch. Now, here's the thing about when you go through stream. Thank you for your patience. I love you guys so much. I appreciate your patience. Thank you very much, everyone. When you go through these lists of these streaming services, there's a lot of movies on there. But here's the problem: you don't want to watch every fucking one of them, right? Even though there's a lot of movies on there, not all of them are in your interests, right? So for me personally, I go through all these movies and their trailers so that I can find out what the movie is about and see if it's something that I like. And unfortunately for Logan and I, we are addicts for found footage.
Dude, oh my god.
Any found footage film.
Really?
Yeah, Logan and I are absolute
Explain
drug
a little
addicts.
to me.
We are absolute drug addicts.
I don't really have any
found footage,
context
dude.
for what you're saying here. What do you
Okay,
mean found footage?
so Blair Witch Project. That is Blair Witch Project and Cloverfield are like the creme de la creme of found footage movies, right? Where
I think I got you.
okay, so like the authorities find the footage later,
Right.
and decide to release it to the public,
Okay.
which is the stuff that we see later. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to me, see, the whole appeal to that to me is that when I was a kid, that's how we made movies because we
That's
had
true.
one camera. I remember I had this big ass fucking shoulder camera that recorded with VHS tapes in it.
You
bro.
had the kaboom, bro.
Bro, the fucking dude, this thing was an ancient relic. I don't know what the fuck happened to it, but dude, you fucking put it on your shoulder. You got it. You got the fucking eyepiece that comes out right here.
Of course.
We filmed some dumbass movies with that, but that was it, man. That to me, like that's what draws me into those movies. Is that it gives me that nostalgic feeling of, you know, when I was a kid. When I was a kid, this is the movies we used to make. Like I was always into filmmaking. That's why the podcast shit and editing is fun for me.
Right.
It's like, dude, this is my talent.
Right.
This is it. This is my hidden talent.
He's on the Cosby shit.
Just everything, just editing, everything in general.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like I know how it's supposed to work.
Right.
Film and cinematography has been
Same
my
here.
life since I was a child because that's my
Same here.
escape into a new world.
Yeah,
you know,
same
and to
here,
see
for sure.
imagination. So, found footage, if it's done good and well, like I like it because it reminds me. It's like, oh, it's shit I used to make, you know.
Yeah.
But if it sucks, it's like, come on, man. I was
trash.
I made better shit as a child.
You're making garbage.
Yeah. So I mean,
We
but,
made some bangers as kids, I'll tell you that.
absolutely,
I mean, Nightlight, ain't nobody competing with Nightlight.
dude. You weren't allowed for. Jono, I like to talk to the ball. Fucking. Oh my God, you're not going on my record. Go to sleep with the
You
fishes.
should go right on my record, buddy.
Yeah, dude. I wish
We
we'd
were
talk more
making
about it.
parody skits before parodies were popular.
And that's facts.
What
Before
a
even
bummer.
Scary Movie 2, I mean, 1 probably came out. I don't know. It was probably before 1, maybe. But around the time Scary Movie first came out, we were making
had
these things.
the
So
shoulder
before
boom.
even. No, I had a
it
red.
was a
I had a
nicer
digital.
camera at
I had a
this
really
point,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, this was after. This is when we were older in our
Okay.
when I was driving already and shit. So
I went with them to get the camera, and it was a wild ride.
wait, what? I don't remember that.
Slaps were had.
You
talking about-
slapped each other?
No, not us.
Wait, what happened? You talking about when my camera was broken?
No, when we went and got your camera.
What happened?
With your grandma and your sister.
My grandma slapped my sister, didn't
Yeah.
she? Oh! Bringing up the dirt
The tea.
has been.
We smell that tea on this batch.
Yeah, dude.
We smell that
It was
tea
wildly
on
awkward.
that batch.
They had such a horrible relationship. It was to the point where, like, they would argue every day in the car on my way to school. Every fucking. I just stopped. Just like, I'm riding the bus. I can't handle this every day going
Yeah.
to school. I think that
Wow.
fucked me up probably. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, 100%.
My gosh.
People.
What's up, buddy?
The bus from your house was like, what? Hour and a half?
No, that's Daniel's house. Daniel's house was an hour.
Yeah,
and a half
Daniel
ride.
definitely.
Then you have to ride the bus for a fucking hour, bro? That's ridiculous.
He lived way out.
Yeah, he lived on
Yeah.
Grand Tower.
Well,
Grand Tower?
what's funny is he probably lived technically closer to the school, but
No,
the
he-
way the buses were.
No, he did
You
not.
don't think
Out
so?
on Route 3? That's all the way towards Murphy. That's where, I mean,
I guess
that's
you're right.
that's towards us.
You know, it took him like 40 minutes to get us to school.
They would have to leave. That's why they left so early. They'd pick some kids up around like
Fuck
6
off.
o'clock, bro.
I do remember that shit. Dude. I was in school in Michigan through most of my years of academia, and as a kid growing up, I remember waiting there at the bus stop, and these kids would be they would have been there already, like waiting at the bus stop since fucking 6 a.m. the fucking bus to come pick their ass up. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact. Listen, let me drop some absolute bonker shit in here.
Enlighten me.
Okay, so the fact that we take in school, right, academia,
Yeah.
and they say that you're supposed to do these things, right? Now let me just thank you for your patience. Yeah. Lo, and I'm pretty sure you can agree with me, bro. They wanted for every kid, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whether they're racist or angry or whatever, at any of these kids,
Yeah.
they want for every child, white picket fence, house, dog, American flag out front.
Right.
Period. That's for every
Nuclear
child.
family, all
the
that.
nuclear
Yeah.
family.
Absolutely.
Correct.
That
Yeah.
was it.
All three of us were raised in this thing that's like you have to have the nuclear family.
We were
That's
coming
the
out of
ideal.
it. We were literally coming out of that
Right,
stage
like-
because women were becoming way more independent.
It's like
they were
no,
literally-
that's just not gonna work.
Yeah, they're like, we don't want to.
You know what we landed ourselves right into? What I've always dubbed it? The fatherless generation.
Absolutely.
Because
You
I got to thinking, I was like, well, I mean, I was adopted. I didn't really have a dad. And none of my friends had dads, except Logan.
And
Flipped it. He didn't have a mom.
Yeah, I was the
Right.
only one without a
But
mom,
the
bro.
same concept. And I was like, my. All of us.
Yeah.
Same situation.
Everybody, every
That's
one
true.
of us was missing a parent.
Truly odd.
sure.
Yeah,
It's
which,
like-
which blew my mind because it's like I think that's why we all bonded so well. I'm out of camera here. I'm kind of doing something, but
Trauma bonds.
yeah,
Are
we
the
all
best
had
bonds.
similar like fucked up shit about us.
Yeah,
Like
that's
a
true.
lot of us didn't have parents, and like at least one parent wasn't there, or neither of them, or we was just adopted. Like my
Or-
whole family, like my grandma, it's not my real grandma. It's not like she is my grandma, but all of that family is adopted.
It's a strange feeling.
It is
isn't it?
because I don't feel a real
You can tell that they don't either.
Yeah, it's a weird.
It's an
but
odd
my grandma
feeling.
is the only person who like
Yeah.
puts like my grandma, my aunts. Like
I never thought
there's a
about
few
that.
people that like treat me like true family, but it's
Right.
like you gotta think about it. Like instinctually, you don't feel it. You
No,
don't feel like
right.
this
No, you
isn't
don't.
my real
It
family.
isn't.
You
Yeah.
love them,
Right,
you
I
care
feel-
for them. If
right,
they were to die,
but
you would be devastated.
Right,
But
but at the same time,
internally, a thing in your brain that
Bro, I
you
never
can't
thought
have
about
anything.
that.
Yeah,
It's
and
an
that's
odd
why I feel
feeling.
so out of
Have
place
we?
with around my family, and I'm like.
wow, Lo, I never thought about. Bro, I didn't know that, dude.
Dropping the bomb.
You should have
Hiroshima,
said
Nagasaki.
something, Lo.
Emotional
Damn it. Emotional damage.
No, I mean, it's an odd feeling, but it's not like it's all bad.
No,
No, it's not bad.
It's
but
just
that's-
it's odd.
It is.
I
It is.
just
You
I
don't
never-
really fit in.
Right,
You're accepted, but you don't
Right.
really fit in.
right. Because
can-
essentially,
Which is a good thing in my case.
I
I'll tell you
mean,
that.
That's the thing about it, that's how we became who we are. Like
My
we wouldn't be
family's
doing this if we
wild.
were
That's
normal
true.
people. We'd be watching sports,
Right.
working some construction
No,
jobs,
right,
something
that's
that
true.
like isn't what we really want. We don't have a true purpose for.
Right.
It. Like our true purpose is probably entertainment,
Right.
and building companies and like outsourcing and shit. Not working for somebody else. We are all individuals who I've seen like Brian, Dallas, me, you, people who in my mind and like. They have this drive to where they know what's best for them. They don't need someone to tell them what's best
right,
for
I
them.
don't. As much as I
Yeah.
love my folks and they are still together. I mean, because you're off, but like as much as they are still, like they were rough for a certain period, and they would go through a patch where they weren't together, and it was kind of seemed like they weren't going to stay together, and then now they're back together. But that still, that still has its moments, right? So it's not like just because I'm in my blood family and I see my blood mom and dad that there is an adversity that doesn't come with it. It comes with it, period. But here's the thing: I never thought, bro, because you know like how much I'm always trying to be like, Lo, come in the family, like like I'm trying to drag your ass and like my mom,
You're a Williams
like
now.
my mom, you're a Williams, yeah, right?
You're a Williams.
My,
Love it, Williams.
my dad said that to him. Was
Yeah.
like, well, you're a Williams, huh?
Yeah.
He said he said, how's my adopted son?
Calls me his adopted son.
See, like.
Does he dap him up and say, "What's up, little"?
He does.
He does. He's like,
does.
yeah, and we
He
hung
does.
out. Yeah,
He does.
100%. You called it. It's funny. He's like, well, what's up? And I'm like, yeah, this guy's so cool.
You know you're in when you get dapped up.
I know.
That's how you know you're in.
I've always been in though. That's literally what people have told me. Oh man, you're black to me. I was like, man, that's the nicest thing you could have ever said. To me.
That's the funny thing.
I'm accepted into like.
Oh,
that's something important to me. Is like I want to be accepted by people, not because. Oh, I don't want to seem as racist or anything because I want to fit in and feel accepted. That's why.
Right,
And I haven't had a real family, so I try to find that feeling in other
Acceptance.
And so when
And-
people
and-
accept me for me, like your dad and your mom,
Yeah.
like that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Even though your mom was like, "Don't let him live with you," you know, and look what
In the
happened.
beginning.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
And then she saw
and now
what,
she and
realized
now
that
she
we
loves
really-
you.
yeah,
And now she loves
exactly.
you. She loves you. And bought those fucking shoes for you.
Yeah.
Dad didn't get those shoes for you.
Mom did.
Mom did.
Yeah.
Mom did.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and just guess they were Jordans.
No.
Got him.
The dropped an N-word. It's no good on the swin word.
That's no good.
It's no good on the swin word.
It's cringe, according to Dallas.
It is. I promise it's cringe.
It's not cringe.
I
I was like,
go,
The shit to me is always whatever. So we're not gonna get into that. But I honestly, for me personally, I felt like when doing, this. I kind of go back to the podcast or whatever. But I feel like doing this podcast, I wanted to convey a certain thing, which is I, as a black person, have never been accepted by black folks.
Yeah.
Never. Most black groups don't accept me, and some of them tell me, say,
yeah,
"You're too white.
You're too white.
You're too white.
Yeah, honky.
You honky."
You damn honky.
He's light skinned. No,
Light-skinned.
My friend was like, he's mixed. And I was like, no. I was like, both his parents are black. I was like, 100%. I was like, he's just a lighter shade of.
And
I was like, that doesn't
this
mean
dude
he's light-skinned.
and this dude argued with Logan.
Yeah, argue with me. I was like, I
Argued with
actually
Logan.
know him.
He
I was
just
like,
watched Seinfeld a lot when he was younger. It happens.
Married with
Boop,
children.
boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, man, it's crazy how we've never fit in, even with people that we thought we would fit in.
That's why I love the fact that we've done the podcast and called it Not So Black and White, because the answer is to this life that even though you see the thing straight in front of you and that the facts about the situation may be black and white, there's some fucking gray in the middle of that.
Oh, you're
There is
not
some gray.
wrong. No, I'm gonna quote the famous Ricky and say, "You can't judge the cover of a book by its look." You know?
And that's facts, though.
And that's facts. And that's facts. And that's absolute.
Because think about
facts.
it, because if you that kind of makes sense. Because think about it, there's some people who will look at you, Adam, and just like instantly think, "Oh, it's a black guy."
For sure.
Instantly see your skin before they
Right.
see anything else
For
about
anything
you.
Right, totally. And
I
that
think
happens
you
a
know
lot.
they're patting their pockets and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen.
I have
listen,
$20 in here.
Listen,
No,
listen.
you didn't. Shut up,
I
Paul.
swear to God,
I've
I
had
did.
listen, as a person who loves people and wants to hug people and just wants to give them the hope that they don't have to be like that, to think to themselves that they're ever alone or have to go through this shit alone. Like, I always try to, in any space, make sure that the people know that they're loved, and it comes from me. Like, if I have to do it personally, then I'll do it, right? But here's the thing: I've felt a few times. Oh, this one's terrible, right? A few times, it's just like clutching their purse or pulling back a little bit. I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" The guy grumbled at me. This is at a pastor's. This is at a quote unquote.
Grumbled at,
This
yeah.
is at a quote unquote church's gathering. This is a men's gathering meeting. I go to to say something to another gentleman who calls himself a quote unquote believer, and in the middle of that, saying, "Hey, sir, how are you doing today?" Right? I'm 35. That guy has gray hair. I know he's in his 50s and 60s. At the moment I say something to him, he's probably gonna. Anyways, so I'm going to do my part and show some kind of doorway of love on this dude and say, "Hey, man, hey, how you doing, sir? How you doing today?" And he grumbled at me.
Grumbled at reject.
I'm not talking about like a.
A racist grumble.
Yeah, it was this.
Like if it was a Netflix.
Like scoffed at you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if,
How
it,
dare
like
you.
if it was a
I don't
Netflix
really
show,
scoff.
it would
That was
say
a scoff.
in
That
the
was a
captions, "Scoffs racistly."
Yeah, that's exactly what it would be. Because I've seen some fucked up
fucking subtitles that
I
say
know
some weird
exactly.
shit.
Yeah,
that would be,
exactly.
that would be
I know what you
bro.
mean.
if someone's like, that's a
That's
scoff.
a scoff.
He
Yeah.
scoffed.
That is a. I can't.
Unfortunately,
That is
that
like
is a
you are
scoff.
under me. Why are you even talking to me?
Oh!
Yeah, it's a scoff.
Because look, no matter what you believe religiously, there's one thing that goes further than that, and it's fucking how you were raised in core beliefs above all things. Like, oh, if your dad is a horrible piece of shit, and you for some reason follow onto that path, and you're influenced by your environment, which is psychologically, it's gonna happen. If you fall down that, and you're just that's what's gonna happen, no matter what. Even if he's a man of Christ and thinks all this, it doesn't matter because deep down, that's who he is. Regardless of the reasoning behind it,
Right.
It's ingrained into that
Right.
person.
Right. I didn't love let me cut you off. Bro, I think you've heard this before. The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Good intentions, yeah.
I never thought about that. Like, a lot of these dudes that do that shit, like, I'm doing this shit for the people. And then, like, at the end, they're like,
It's not about like the things you try to do for people. It's about who you are behind the doors. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for
you
sure.
could be out
I
there
agree
doing
with that.
all this great shit,
Right.
but if behind the door you beat the fuck out
Right.
of your wife,
Right. You're no fucking good.
Are you
yeah,
really
I agree.
good, or are
no.
you trying to balance out the evil in
Right.
your own life?
I agree.
By doing good
I agree.
shit.
Yeah, yeah, good
So
shit.
it's
good
it's a
shit.
deeper thing
Yeah,
than that
good
to
shit.
me. Like,
good shit. Yeah.
you're either inherently evil, and you're trying to mask it by doing good shit,
Right.
or you feel guilty about what you do, so you're trying to make up for it by doing something that isn't going to actually solve the problem of your guilt,
Right.
by fixing things out in the world that don't involve fixing your own life, which is how people try to fix their lives.
This is why I'm this dude's friend. You know what I'm saying? That's my Bligga. You guys don't come to the Lions Den just for simple like surface level conversations. We're trying to help you here. We're trying to help.
Show you that there's alternative
hope.
ways of thinking.
Right. You don't have to think hopelessness.
Nope.
Right? I'm alone. I'm by myself. There's no one else suffering from this.
Believe me, I want to die every day, but
Every day. I'm talking about this is the reason why we do this show. Is because both him and I are just two sides of the same coin.
Literally.
Right?
It's Harvey's Dent coin where it's both
So
heads.
Right. One side's fucking
Who's
scarred.
heads, who's tails, boys?
No, we're both heads.
We're both heads.
It's Harvey
We're
Dent's
both
coin.
heads.
He makes his own luck.
One's more scarred than the other, and that's low. And I'm the one that helps to carry low.
My burden is too much.
He has a friend to help him carry it.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very
This
nice.
is my friend.
This is my friend.
He's the youngest person in Kazakhstan.
He's a vagina look like a wizard sleeve. Guys, I think there's a lot that we enjoy about bringing to you at Lions Den, and I think that there's a lot of content that we have in the future. And the funny thing is that the guy that is going to be providing most of the, shall we say, support for the situation is sitting right here.
I thought he was putting his hand under his ass. You don't work your mouth like a puppet.
I couldn't blame him. I mean,
Listen.
it's a nice ass. Come on now.
Darcy said.
Them white cheeks make me feel weak, boy.
I
Hell
appreciate it. We're doing our best. We're doing our best, boys. We're all gonna pull each other up by our bootstraps, and
It starts somewhere.
it's gotta
And
start
I think
somewhere.
that if you have people behind you, even if they do like the little things, like how Jeff helps us so much. with
Yeah,
these-
for
these
sure.
little- He's like, hey man, this would probably be a better idea.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, all right, well, this is what we're working with. He's like, okay, let's try this. Like, he got this going. I wouldn't have figured this shit out. I probably, after like hours,
After about
and hey guys, it's 5 a.m. You ready to shoot this?
fucking, let's go.
Let's go.
As
Like,
opposed to
Fucking
just
inside
asking
the
Jeff.
ghost
yeah.
monster.
Jeff's like, let me think for 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, try this. Oh, it worked. See, that's why I'm happy. I'm very grateful for the people that I have around me that know
Right.
these things that I don't.
Right.
Because like I don't have the time to research everything. But like
Right.
when they tell me something, I'll try to retain it. And I have. I've been working OBS since we've started doing this after Jeff showed it. You know, like it's really about having the right people around to help you.
We need a squad, bro.
We are the squad.
We need the squad.
We're
and this
building
is
the squad.
We're building the
That's the whole
squad.
goal.
That's the biggest thing.
We're working on it.
I think as long as we all kind of have the same head of we want to make people better, and you just because you have a card game that you're trying to use to tell the people about, people don't know. And let's be honest. How much money you spend on magic? Huh?
Think about
How much money you spend on magic?
it. Just to lose the children. What a shame. Damn
Just,
shame, yeah,
just,
damn.
to, just to lose.
You deserve better.
You deserve.
And you can have better.
You can have.
You deserve a change.
be the change.
We're here to
Support
be the change.
do it. Just
Do it!
do it. Put your finger inside the and do it.
Just do it. It's that easy, guys.
So speaking of the game, I had a few questions I wanted to ask you, Dallas.
Yeah,
up?
that's a very good.
These are like I don't know. These are things that I've thought about, and just I feel like people should know that will help set you apart. So,
Oh wow, how Spock of you.
yeah,
Please.
of course. You know, this
How
is what I
Spock-
do. I'm
Right,
I'm
right.
I'm
You're
the
the
brains.
you're the brains.
We're peaking
right.
the brains.
right.
Trying to take over the
Fine.
world.
Pulls
the
out
same
one
thing we do
note
every
card.
night.
It's like, okay, so first blank piece of
First.
paper. It says corn on it. I don't know why I wrote that.
First, corn. You know, I thought that would ring a bell
Buttered,
later, but
yeah,
it's not ringing
sugar.
a bell right now. I thought I'd know what I was talking about, but I don't.
Bread, corn, buttered, sugared, bread, corn. That's the
Shopping list. I realized I did the wrong thing to you. Let me restart. Okay.
Interesting. Next page.
So for my first question would be, what was your inspiration for this? That's the, like others.
That's a good
like,
question.
I guess yeah. Let me know the honest.
Honestly, do you guys remember playing Oblivion?
Yes.
I do.
Walk you
yes.
back in Oblivion.
Yeah.
You remember the arena on that game?
I do not personally know.
No.
Crude as it was? Oh, it was great. You walk in, you fight the other player 1v1 in the arena, and that's that. No other game provided that experience. I've always wanted a game that simulated the feeling of fighting in the arena 1v1 versus another warrior, right?
So not quite dark, not quite Dark Souls with joining into somebody else's shit.
No,
and
no.
fighting them.
No.
This is you go to a specific place and you fight them. and
all
this-
about fighting the other champion in the arena, like the show Spartacus,
Yeah,
Blood and Sand,
yeah.
just like that, fighting in the arena.
So it's just about whoever was the actual better warrior, more well equipped, trained.
You got
So
it.
when you have the cards, it kind of reflects that, like, oh, I've just got the better, against this, or I don't because I don't know what you have. Because
Yeah.
your shit varies.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
you got it, and it's all about call and response. So a lot of the friction in the game comes from do they got it or not? Do I go for my combo, or do I settle for
See,
less?
that's what I like. That was my favorite. That's my favorite part about Magic. Is that part where people are doing something.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm going to do this to you,
Right.
and you're like, oh, do I have an instance or something to
Right,
counter this?
right.
So that's where the real part of the game for me is. It's like, okay, here's where the shit goes down because
Oh, yeah.
if there's 4 people, one of us could counter whoever the fuck the other
Right.
guy's playing. You know
For
what I'm
sure.
saying? So. You don't know what the other person's gonna do,
Right.
But everything else is kind of laid out. You're like, okay, they could do this, they could do this.
Exactly.
But when
You
it's
do know.
1v1 combat or something, and it has that same
You-
kind of hidden agenda, you're like, fuck, I don't know.
Do they got it?
Do they got it?
Do
You
they
know?
got it?
Yeah.
I don't
That
mean to go
burning
back.
tension in the stomach.
I get that. That's so. I don't mean to go back to that, but it's almost like the fighting games, right? There's a moment, right, where this dude, the two players that are fighting each other, there's one guy that just seems to know the dude's attacks. No matter what he lays out, no matter how long he lays all this stuff out, he just gets absolutely axe murdered, and that's 3-0, right? That's an absolute 3-0. Most of the time when that happens, that guy has learned everything there is to learn about the game, right?
Colton.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? So whereas this game, this card game, instead of it being like I have all this instant arsenal at my, the things that I could possibly do at my instant arsenal, you have to be able to pivot,
Oh yeah.
scrap all that, and then say, this is the best move right now because of the situation.
Yeah, and you gotta feel out what you figure they're gonna do.
So are you,
Because it doesn't work, you do your thing, they do their thing. And that's the end of the round, right?
Right.
No. You get another chance. You guys will keep passing it back and forth until neither of you do anything. So there's this thing where you can, let's say you start with the attack and you got a handful of cards, you got all your stamina to spend still. But you don't know what they got because they got a handful of cards. They got all their stamina. You play something, it goes through. You don't know if you want to combo and attack again, or if you need to hold your blocks, because if they didn't block, does that mean they're going to hit you with a whole lot when it's their turn? So you pass it to them. Turns out they had nothing in their hand. They pass it and the round's over, start over, redraw hands. You know what I mean?
So it's until they lose all their life. Then it has nothing to do with.
So the
like,
game is until they lose all their life. Each round, it works in rounds. So whoever starts the game starts the round, so they have the attack. So they're playing actions first. The player 2 is going to be playing reactions first. Well, if you don't spend all of your attacks all in your first action, like if you wanted to attack, block, then you would attack and then pass the initiative to the next player so they can start attacking.
And then you can block.
And then you block.
Okay.
And it passes back and forth like that. But depending on how you want to try to spend your stamina and what you think they're going to have in their hand and what they're going to do is how you'll use yours.
So you're telling me,
That's
theoretically,
wild.
you could go
That's
for a
wild.
full frontal, all your stamina first turn if you wanted to.
If you wanted to.
That is
yeah.
awesome. See, that's
And
awesome because you have to strategize then.
Yeah,
It's
you
not-
have to
every
strategize.
turn,
If you're
every
gonna
round
do
matters.
that, right? You're gonna strategize what you're gonna do after spitting out all your fucking
Yeah,
stamina.
I hope I can kill them just going right off the bat.
Right.
But if not, I have
I've
nothing because I have
never-
no stamina. I can't
Okay.
block, and when it's their turn, they have all this shit, and then they hit me, and that could end me.
I was actually playtesting with Brian earlier today, and exactly that happened.
See, that's fucking awesome.
So I misjudged, and he just let loose a full combo on me. Because I thought he was going to stop, so I just never did block it. And he got me for 65 in the first round.
Damn, so yeah,
That's
that's
a
35.
Chunk, dude.
Yeah, and he had played it just right to where he also had the block for my...
So
My
you were
attack
fucked because you're
afterwards.
out of prize stamina.
Yep.
That's
That's all I could do.
That's amazing. So that's insane to me. It's like you really have to pay attention to what you do. You have to think critically, and also, but no matter what you do,
Yeah.
you will never know what that person's about to do because
That's
you don't
correct.
know what they have.
That's correct.
So no
And
matter,
it's great. Like, the feeling in your gut, like...
yeah, because it's that constant
It's-
tension of adrenaline and that borderline, real battle kind of feel. It's
Yeah.
like you're like, I'm gonna swing. Is he gonna block or is he gonna go for a fucking cut under? And
Yeah.
Am I gonna have to change
Yeah.
drastically to try to deflect
Yeah.
that, or am I fucked?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just think it's great to never have to feel helpless. You can be like,
There's a
always,
chance.
maybe you have an answer.
There's a
Right.
chance. There's a
You're
chance.
very likely to
There's a
have an
chance.
answer.
It's not like
you're
fucking Magic where you're like, oh, it was lands. Because
Yeah.
everything,
I'm gonna shoot.
everything's about
I'm
combat.
gonna
It's
shoot.
centered around combat. Not
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
centered
shoot.
around the combat.
Right.
You're
right.
gonna have something to do. You're gonna be able to interact with the game. You're going to be playing the game.
Okay.
So I really love the fact that you have the idea of saying, because in my head I've watched so many fighting game competitions and whatnot.
Yeah.
And as I'm listening to you explain your game, it's almost as if I'm listening to these top 8s. You know what I'm saying? So like, Lo, you know what I mean, bro? Like the top 8 like best players
player.
of this specific fighting game
Yeah.
get together, and you're watching the last hour to 2 hours of this tournament, and these dudes are just monsters against each other, right?
they look like computers playing.
Right. I'm dead. And Adam Williams
you
put
turned
his
to the right,
controller
just
down.
Waiting for one single misplay.
right. And
That's what
Adam
I want.
Williams,
I don't even know what happened.
I
turned to the right and it was over.
And Adam Williams' character decided to commit suicide for the craziest thing. He took a gun out, just shot himself straight in the face,
Celebrity
and said
death
BLM.
Okay.
Real loud. right.
right.
So like I say, like I love the fact that your card game has the sort of the same intensity of a button mashing, either button
Oh,
mashing
yeah.
or tactical, fighting game. I love that, and it's a card game. I feel like that's more accessibility, because once you buy the cards and the set and everything, that's with you. Whereas online, you have to have the monitor, the PC,
The
the
whole
keyboard, the mouse. Like you have to have, like you said, you have to have the setup.
Yeah.
You don't play this thing, you have to have the setup. But if you have the cards, you can play your brother 300 times.
Yeah, and I'm
You're on your way to
designing it
Canada
where you-
in the back of a RV, smash each other. You're an idiot. No, I got you. No, you're an idiot. Oh, I got you already. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
exactly the point, because I want it to be able. I want you to be able to finish a game within like 10 minutes.
That's rad. I love that.
10 minutes.
Yeah, I
I
don't
love
want
that.
a
That's
fucking 5 hour
bloodshed.
game.
That's bloodshed. That's
8 people.
yeah. Magic. 98 hours later.
Exactly. I want every single move to feel like action.
Right.
I want everything to matter.
There's a
Right.
game that's out on the Xbox. I think Steam. Maybe it's on Xbox. I know it's on Steam for sure. It's like it's a game where you play people from like different areas and you have weapons and it's just 1v1 combat and you
Yeah.
get fucking killed like that.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
instantly. You hit
Jeff-
your arm and it's just like
Yeah, Jeff
it's all
and I
floppy.
played that. Jeff, as a matter of fact, Jeff and I played that shit a ton. That
Not
game is
Bushido Blade, right?
non-stop Bushido
So
Blade.
you play the action.
It's-
the newer
it's the-
one,
it's-
that
yes,
That,
yes.
it was really fancy.
Yes, dude,
And
that
it
game is
takes you one
amazing.
place.
That game is amazing.
That's how it's.
Incredible
To me,
graphics.
that's how he described it. He's like, you
incredible
can just
fucking
fucking
graphics. The
and you're
card
dead.
game of that.
Yeah,
the card game
of that,
version of that.
basically. Yeah.
Oh, it is, because if you misplay and like if you don't block when you should have blocked, because normally like if you're doing a fair trade back and forth, you'll each take 5 damage, one of you take 10 damage, but that'll be the most damage that's spread out because it was all blocked or dodged.
Right.
But like when you don't have it, you can tell because you did 5 damage to them and they did 35 to you.
Yeah.
And generally you have 100 life, so
You know it's gonna.
like
That's gonna
as
hurt.
you start losing each round, like
Yeah.
it shows. And the whole thing is you draw back up to 5 cards each round during the game.
So you have a chance to get better cards instead of just one card.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck,
Oh.
I hope I draw a good card. You
Exactly.
I got a whole new
no
hand.
one. You're
Spot.
not gonna look.
Ever
You're not gonna
fucking
feel
look at
bad and be like
All
one
options.
single card won this game. You're gonna be like, I just got outplayed.
Yeah.
That's the
Wow.
whole. I want this to feel like a nice, like just the most fair win or
Right.
loss.
As
you
in,
can
as in,
have.
as in.
Real combat.
You
like,
tried.
Yeah.
You tried it 100%. The person that you combated tried it 100%, and no matter of the outcome, it doesn't. I mean, even though you may win or lose, the outcome is still I say it a little bit more satisfying because, like, damn, I gave him my all right there.
Yeah, you gave it your all. You
give
were
my all.
scrambling for blocks to make,
Right.
because not all blocks are made the same. Not all attacks. Some cost less and do less damage, or cost more and do more damage. It's the same with blocks. They cost less, do less mitigation. Cost more, do more mitigation.
see, to
And
me,
it matters how you play those, because I think out of all the playtests we've done, and it's early still, but out of all the playtests we've done, the biggest difference between the loser and the winner has been about 20 lives.
Damn.
So it's
So it's
a
always
nail
close.
biter the
Yeah,
whole
it's neck and
time.
neck.
Like
I think that's
you, like
important.
if they hit you for 5 that round, you best at least be getting them for 5,
Right.
and you'll feel that pressure
Right,
as the
right.
game goes
You're
on.
like, fuck, I gotta do something. So to me, that's like, I don't know if you ever watched the show called Deadliest Warrior, where they would.
Love that show,
Yeah,
dude.
that's
Love
what
that
it's like.
show.
You're
That show was
you-
dope as fuck.
They show the
The
best
Zulu
of both
Warrior
sides, but you don't know who.
versus
And
the
then they show
regular
the fight at
warrior.
the end. You're like, who's gonna win?
Yeah.
And it's like that neck and neck battle
Yeah.
every time,
Yeah.
and then the better warrior wins.
Right.
So but you don't know who it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So that I
That's true.
appreciate that in that sense. It's
Yeah.
like you don't know. You're not like, oh, I'm gonna go in and win this.
Even-
I know because I have the best
right,
cards. Like,
because I
motherfucker,
know.
you don't know that.
You don't know
You
that.
could have a counter to that shit.
Yeah, and
Right,
even if you have better cards, you can still get outplayed.
Right.
Is the
I
point.
love that.
As
I
long
love
as they
that.
mitigate the right amount of damage at the right time,
Yeah.
and they knock their damage through at the right time,
Yeah.
you're getting done
over.
for
See,
it.
that's
And they'll
great.
just steadily over the rounds whittle you down a little bit.
Hey, dude, so I'm not trying to like, you know, go against Magic or anything. I'm just saying, as a person who's played Magic, not for decades like some of you wonderful fans out there that have enjoyed our show. We love you, by the way. But I feel like almost with Magic, like, if you have this deck that you've spent so much time building, like building a deck in Magic, a real good deck can require anywhere from 5 to 35 hours to build a really good deck.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about like a good, like a incredible
yeah.
deck.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like you spend, 35 is kind of like, that's light. That's real
It's
light.
your main commander.
Right,
deck. It's
right.
your
So like
baby.
100
It's
to
your
300
baby,
hours.
yeah.
Right.
you're cradling that at night.
You've
Right.
gone,
Singing
you've,
it to sleep.
you've sifted. You've gone through Scryfall 4 times, all the way back to Alpha. You've looked at every card specific
Yeah.
your baby.
Yeah.
I understand.
See, so,
You know it intimately like
I
like your wife.
understand.
So it's like I love the fact that some guy that would spend all this money saying, because I'm on the same thing as these recent video games were saying, you know, because you spent $40, Warframe, right? Because you spent $80, $200, your character's gonna be sicker than everybody else's,
Yeah.
right? You're saying even though you spent $200, you can still get played by the dude that spent $80 on his.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I like that. Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
Every
it's a fair field.
Because
There's
half the game is deck building, so all of the cards are going to have a different deck weight, and power level classes are going to be based on a certain deck weight. So you can risk having some epics for legendaries at the cost of carrying more heroics in the deck. So there's all kinds of play to build the deck.
Because each card, probably like legendary, is way more than any other card.
Yeah, legendaries
That's amazing.
way
So you
more.
can, instead of having a card count, you have a weight count.
dude.
Yeah, and they have it.
I know. I actually on some absolute 100% real shit. Want to play your game?
Oh, it's on Untapped right now. I've got 30 unique cards already on there for playtesting. Brian is the reigning champ, hands down. Somebody dethrone him.
We'll play. We'll play. We'll
play.
record it. That way we can
we'll record
have
that
a little
shit.
Patreon.
Yeah.
But we won't release it until he's like done with it and has it really copyrighted.
Okay, so do you wanna pop that on NSVW?
What? The game.
The game?
That would be great.
That'd be
fucking
great, yeah.
amazing.
So,
That'd be
all right,
fucking
we're gonna move
Go
on because we
ahead.
have 4 more questions, and that was
Jesus,
a very
and
long.
we-
But I love
sorry,
that. That was fun.
We're very long in
All right,
here.
so-
Thank you. We love you guys.
What is it like?
Long and
What has
girthy.
been your most difficult part of this whole entire like creative process with your like card game?
Just honestly coming up with the mechanics. Like, I thought that I'd be able to jump on YouTube and just look at some videos and they would just show me how to do it.
Not
Boy,
how
was
the
I
world,
wrong.
right? Not how the world.
He's like,
truly
I'm gonna go
works.
at it the millennial way.
The millennial way. I
Videos,
was at it the millennial way.
videos, and information.
I'm not finding shit.
That is nice.
They told me just to insert my name in a website. Now I own 15 gazelles. The fuck is this website?
Yeah, and it was just it's pretty tough. Like just building all the mechanics from the ground up and making sure I stick to my theme, and most importantly, making sure that it's fast paced and
Yeah.
fun.
Okay.
What about like? Are you trying to make sure it's not too complicated as well? Is that?
Yeah, I don't want it to be complicated. I want you to be able to just pick it up and play it. As a matter of fact, I'm engineering the whole thing to where, because I'm an avid Magic player. I love me some Commander, play some Arena. So the playmat, that's personality, baby.
It is.
So I'm designing this to where you just need the one playmat.
That's cool. Right, like you explain yourself with just the playmat.
Yeah, you get to explain yourself. You roll it out and you both share the one playmat because you don't need the whole big thing on both sides.
Right.
Because you don't have permanents, you have attacks and blocks, you have instances
But
that happen.
who determines who gets to use their playmat?
Choice of player.
I'll figure that
Yeah,
out.
I was that was
Choice of
that
player.
instantly hit my head. I was like, well, then who gets to decide who gets
But
to use
a big thing I want to play on, I'll figure it out because I got some design space. A big thing I want to play on is Pride. The game is literally called Glory.
It's just about showing off.
Yeah.
Well, what about? I mean, this is just an idea off the top of my head. Instead of having one long playmat, make your playmats designed to where they're halves of each, right? But you don't have to have the same. But no matter what, the end of the design to where the playmats meet,
Yeah,
always
they always
go
meet,
together.
they always go
Even
together.
if they're different playmats.
Yeah, how
the
about that?
design can still correlate.
That's fucking
So you
rad.
still have like combat
Okay.
shit going on.
Okay, so one guy brings in like some of the shit that Low draws, like some of the that crazy like samurai fucking Neo Tokyo designed, right? Whereas this one guy brings in the 1995 Windows Solitary map, right? You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's got like, because I would love to if you sold that. I'm buying it hands down, right? If
Yeah.
you sold the 1995 Solitaire fucking, I'm like, that's my mat, right? And like Lo said, the moment you sat down and everybody put their mat down. Now listen, the thing is that Magic says that they want you to invest in the cards, and then all the other shit on the other side is great. Whereas you're saying is that regardless of how much you spend on the mat or the cards, everybody's on the same game.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that we're not trying to jump into your idea, but I like what Lo is saying.
That's fine.
And it's saying the fact like when you put these two halves together, it makes a whole, and nobody else owns mats like that.
No, because that's a great idea. That's a great like thing, because if you design all the mats, you can design all these different ideas. You can take ideas in, but like he said, the samurai thing, but have like they meld together. Like you see traces of the solitaire thing on the samurai thing. Like why is that? But then you see the
Oh, that's fucking.
Now that would be tough.
No, sorry.
You can sell them in pairs.
We're sorry. We're just.
To where
Oh, okay,
We're just.
yeah.
so
We're
you
just.
can
We're
sell
spitballing.
half, or the right half,
Well,
or the left half.
I
and
see what
people
you
can buy
mean.
those
That's actually perfect because I don't like the TCG model like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic, where you buy boxes and you buy packs and you crack those hoping to get the cards right.
Right. That's always.
I want to release my cards as an expandable card game model, where I will release it to you characters at a time. And then you can mix and match all the attacks with the different characters, but I'll be releasing them characters at a time, so that everybody who buys it gets all of the playing cards.
Yeah, everybody has the same card.
Everybody has
No
the
one has like,
same
oh, I got
card
this
set.
exclusive fucking.
Yeah, that's.
These haven't launched
It's
till
muddled
next
as
year.
fuck
but-
now.
Because none of these cards are going to be an instant win card.
Right. That's
It's going to be all about how well they can play and construct.
See,
the
that's
deck.
my problem with Magic is like when I played against Colton, it's like, bro, at some point he's
Your cards are like you can at a certain like your cards are just better.
Yeah, no matter what
You
do.
win because your cards are just better.
Yeah, or you have this affinity with your deck to where it just combos and you're
But
infinite draws.
the deck weight system prevents that because a 250 deck weight limit is a 250 deck weight limit. Even if you have stronger cards, that means you then have a lot of weaker cards to offset
because
that.
you have so much weight. on the
as
stronger
opposed
cards.
to having stronger average cards.
See, I love that.
That's great. That's great. It's a beautiful idea, man.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so-
I plan on coming up with all kinds of different archetypes and weapons to use that will modify your various attacks.
It's gonna be like enchantments,
rad,
and, like
No permanence. The weapons you'll be drafting each round. So you start the game, and to kind of mitigate the first player wins thing. So at the top of each round, you'll draft an equipment, and your equipment are things that will edit your character stats. So your stamina, your life, how much damage you do, things like that. So first player drafts first, which means the second player gets to counter draft whoever gets to go first.
Okay.
So that's what helps kind of mitigate the first player wins.
okay, I like
Because you
that.
get to counter draft against their.
So no matter what, you're constantly fucking doing shit.
Everything is a constant head to head in this game.
So how many like what's the max player count at a time?
Right now, so
'Cause
what
we have,
I'm
like-
thinking is 4.
That's what I was gonna say. If you had 4, I'd feel like that would be like pushing it almost.
4 in
two
a
and
free
two.
for all, it'd be a little complicated, but you could get it done. But what I was more favoring was the concept of team doubles.
See that
I was gonna say like Tekken Tag.
Yeah, because like the main mode, because like a lot of this inspiration is drawn from fighters. Like even if it's just one person, each deck will actually be 2 decks. So do 2 different champion decks, because decks are only 40 cards. So you have your first champion against their first champion, and then when either champion is knocked out, the second champion will jump in
Okay.
and take on from there.
So it's like the old Mortal Kombat's where when you had 2v2,
Yep.
one guy.
It just
died.
fill
Is that
in.
3, bro, that we played?
Yeah,
You and I,
3
2v2?
did that as well. The newest one, see where I thought he was going was with the newest Mortal Kombat, which
Right,
I
with
don't
the
think Huge
cameos.
Inspiration- Yeah, the cameos where the character be fighting, the support character come in and do
Right.
shit, but you couldn't play as that character.
No, you cannot.
They were the support.
Right.
They would come in and do combos with you and stuff too, because I was like, that's how I thought he was going for. But
Now
then-
I could design cards to support a game mode like that.
see. I think
I've
that
left
would be a
design
good idea.
space to do a lot of different fun things like
Try that, because if you think about it, that would be able to be less like it would be a team base as opposed to okay, he's dead, I got to take over now and hopefully I can win. It's more like okay, do I have a card that can support his attack, and what about his partner? But I don't. But then it would have to be whose attack phase. I feel like to be able to have the cameo because that's how it works in.
You would kind of just have to do it as a team.
Yeah,
honestly, the
yeah.
cameo might be hard to jump in unless I wanted to use it for like a unique attack, just in a regular character's deck,
That was still.
and just splash in some flavor of like a pet card. You know the concept of a pet card. Even if it doesn't fit in, you're gonna use it. See, I
So,
could
yeah.
use something like that. Yeah.
Okay, well then, this leads me to my next question. Yeah, I guess in a sense, but it's something I'm curious about. Who would be your target demographic? So like when this releases, who is it going to appeal to? How are you going to draw the audience? Like what audience are you going to draw to your product? How are you going to be able to do that?
Hold on, before you answer that,
I saw you stewing over there.
I would say just no. I just want to correct.
Listen, hold on.
Hold on.
Listen.
Oh wait, one
Listen.
second. Listen.
Listen.
I have one thing. Let me. Excuse you. Go ahead. Excuse you. Go ahead. Let me play a striker for Christ's sakes in Mortal Kombat 11. Don't just give me a cameo of this guy. He's fully functioning. Did you see his body? It moves in the video game, which means I should be controlling him. Why can't I use striker? I understand there's Jax. He's black, but I want to use striker. The white guy. The police. Beat him before I greet him, is what I say.
That's what I say.
Beat him before I greet him. Upside their head and they're dead. All I know. That's all I know. Jean-Claude Van Damme kicks. Sorry, go ahead.
That reminds. Before we go, that reminds. I saw this meme. He's like playing video games. This is a black guy playing video games. It's like games aren't realistic, and he's playing as Jax in Mortal Kombat. And they do the cameo, and Stryker comes and fucking handcuffs him, and shoots the fuck out of him and tases him. He's just like.
Man.
Yo, the people at Mortal Realms were not thinking when they put that shit in. They were like, it's no problem in strike. Oh, black guy. I wasn't fully.
We weren't thinking about it.
Hey,
Yeah, shit.
whoops.
He-
We've
He
created
slipped under the
another.
radar. I don't know how that happened.
We forgot about
probably
our
because of
one
his
black
dark skin.
character.
That's probably because of his
black
dark
character
skin.
in fucking Mortal Kombat history.
Well, technically,
Right.
we got Spawn.
Right. Later.
That is- hey, I
Later.
love
This is
Spawn.
later. That's later though.
That
This
is-
is all
that's
later.
so
That's
late.
later. It's late. That's
Some
later.
people are dead.
Much later. Inwards are dead and gone because
Oh
of that.
man.
Inwards are dead and gone.
How do you guys feel about the state of gaming today?
Well, hold on. You just
let's-
jumped
let's-
right
let's-
off.
let's
I wasn't even
segue.
done with questioning.
What is
Hold
it?
on.
Just
Finish the
just
question.
nobody, and then me. No segue.
Yeah,
Going in dry.
Hold on. You still never answered my
Now
question.
let's talk about my game some more. I'm
Yeah.
cool with that.
Yeah.
Target demographic.
You know, honestly, I'm looking to rope in kids that are like from the age of 13 on.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
So how would you attract the kids that are like, teenagers, just literally becoming,
So
literally becoming the teenager?
Right, and then getting on the
13.
internet and finding your game.
Yeah, how would
because
you do
given
that
the
to-
fact that it's a consistent play pool and everybody's gonna have access to the same cards, that should breed a nice air of competitiveness, and I'm looking to support it primarily through tournaments. Everything. Through
That's a
tournament
really
place
fucking
play.
brilliant
Yeah.
idea. Would you want us? I don't mean to be kind of a bit of a douchebag. Would you want Low and I? Right? Would you want Low and I to kind of?
I
want-
was
I'd
like
want-
saying, come closer because you're out of the frame.
Sorry. But would you want Low and I to be like a part of the
Absolutely.
like commentating the tournaments and stuff like that?
that would be great.
Because we would,
Actually, yeah.
if we start with him right now and get as integrated as we can, we would have the most knowledge about the game, so we could at least sit out there and do that. Because I love card games, but like I'm going to end up playing this game obviously. Like I'm going to
Yeah, me too.
because it sounds fun as fuck.
It sounds super
yeah.
fun.
But like I don't have a whole lot of time because
No,
like
we
I'm
don't.
spending
We
a majority
don't.
of my time focusing on the
Right
podcast.
on this, right?
But so I would love to be a commentator because I would know enough about like, oh
Yeah,
my
like-
god,
Did you see the move? The slam, the bam. No, thank you, ma'am. Right, like
somebody call his mother.
colored commentary that is usually given for fighting games
Oh, yeah.
because they're fast paced, but instead of it being like watching Fireball when you do Magic, it's like, and Johnny's moving the move, and there he goes.
Will he have it, Mike?
Will he have it?
Does he have it?
Does he have it?
He's thumbing through his cards.
And he's coming through his
Does he
deck.
have it? Oh, and in fact,
And
he does have it.
He
He has it, ladies and
And
gentlemen.
right. And then he slide like the dude slides shit out on the table, right. And his soul there's nothing there. He's just cardboard of a human being, like.
Just like that, smooth like that.
See,
I can tell you one thing. If it's me and I got it, I'm Yugi slamming that shit on the table.
Oh, dude! Listen.
Boom!
Dallas
got it.
Dallas blessing
over,
the
but he's
magic.
still
Yeah,
managed.
Dallas blessing the magic player. I'm spending all of my money plus money on a T-shirt to go see this guy. He slammed. Did you see him play Magic? He slammed down He slammed down like a Yu-Gi-Oh.
slam down his Yu-Gi-Oh card.
That's
Unheard of in this game.
I just windmill
it's not the same
slammed
game.
my blue eyes in Magic, and they didn't know what to do
Like,
about
fuck, I guess we lost.
it. They thought a 12-12 was big, and I am with my what is it?
Fucking Blue Eyes White
Yeah,
Dragon.
3,000,
Fucking-
2,500,
3,500.
35.
Is it three-headed or is it just blue eyes white?
It's just blue eyes. It's
25.
3,000,
No,
2,500.
25.
2,500.
That's
2,500
it?
for the
I'm
life.
pretty
of the
sure.
How big's the ass on it?
Thick. Like 13,
That's it.
I think. It's not very big defense.
Wow, those are shit stats.
Hold on, let me look it up real quick. But
Wait, come on.
fuck, I was gonna say something really
Oh
quick.
boy, I hope it's better than that. Editor, put that card on the screen there.
This is live. There's no editor for
I'm
this.
the editor. Why you just tell me to do it?
This is live?
Yeah, this is.
This
but,
is-
yeah, it is. But it's also gonna be recorded and put on YouTube and everything.
Yeah.
But
Editor?
Logan,
Logan.
get on your shit, bro. I know you're gonna watch it, so just do your shit. I know you're probably fucked up right now, but do your shit.
Right.
Stop being a pussy.
Oh my God. Talk to future.
3,000 is its attack, 2,500 is its defense.
Like, I know.
I did.
It's wild, right? Like the nerd knows
Fuck,
his
okay,
cards.
Kaiba, calm down. Well, fuck, dude, I had something really important to say earlier. I don't know what we were
I'm
talking-
sure you did, and I'm willing to hear you out.
What were we just talking about?
We were that last question you had. I'm sorry.
It was targeted, but he told me the demographic 13, and then he told me how the
13 and up, yeah.
yeah, and then he told
Young
me how-
lads. Anyway,
Well, I guess it's gone. It's forever in
It's
the
gone.
ether. We'll find it one day. Or
We
it'll
have
come
a-
back to me.
We're gonna
Like,
next question.
more questions. More questions.
All right. So, how, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most difficult, 0 being easiest possible in existence, a toddler would probably learn this game, which is impossible. So, just bear with me.
0 is war.
Well,
Playing cards,
Fuck,
right?
dude. That's fucking.
how would you
nuts.
rank this game on a difficulty to like pick up and comprehend? Because there are some games, like there's the Thing game that I was given like for Christmas, the board game, and it's so complicated. I'd never played it. Nick probably has it still, but
It's
I
just
don't.
too much.
Yeah, if it's too complicated, I'm probably not gonna play. If it takes me an hour to learn it, I'm not gonna play it because it's gonna take 5 hours to play it, and
I'll
that
tell
means
you what, you learn my game in 3 rounds.
really, it's that simple.
You play.
I mean,
action,
now that
I
you've
play
explained
every
it in
action.
depth so much to me, to where the deck weight and everything makes sense, I'm like, okay, so you can only have, if you had like 250, I don't know how much your weights are going by, but if you have
250.
legendary, say those were like 50 each, we've got 5, maybe, I don't know, I'm not good at math, 7, I don't know, 55, 10.
So
50.
legendaries will actually be between about 11 and 18.
Okay, so yeah, you wouldn't have so many cards as opposed to having less. So now it makes sense to me. Like I'm starting to understand it more that you've explained it, which is great because like now it seems so easy to me because it's like, oh, I already understand that your weight is your cards, and the better the cards, the higher the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
that's
it'll
simple
also
stuff.
dictate your play style.
Exactly. So if
Like-
you want to go hard and fast,
Or you want to go hard and fast, play a bunch of light attacks, and go for a combo storm kill, or are you going to want to play more of a control-y combo kill and dodge attacks until you have the right cards in hand for like an all-out heavy attack,
See, I like that. I like that.
or do you want to just block and attack, block attack, block attack? Because some of the play is, and it's kind of fun too. Like if you try to go for, you can get punished for the different play styles. If you don't dump everything and attack, they could just pass on you and end the round, and you just left stamina on the table to be used. So it gives you a bit of reprieve if you're on the losing end. You could always, it's kind of like, picture it like clinching in a boxing match.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're
You
like,
know,
"Oh,
Yeah.
I need a second.
Yes.
Grab a reprieve and just
Yeah.
jump out of the round.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Wow.
So it's not going to be a hard game to comprehend.
Oh no,
You're gonna
Brian
be able
picked it up the second round he played.
to- See, I like that.
He
All right.
went from First round, just played a card. Second round, didn't lose a game after.
That's amazing. That's great. See,
Yeah, it's made to be picked up and played and finished within 10 minutes.
great. Great. Okay, well, that'll lead me to my final question for you about the game. So that way, if we want, we can continue on further. I don't know how long we've been recording. We probably change that. Doesn't matter. Don't care. Having a great time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit.
So what's gonna set this apart? I mean, I feel like you've already kind of covered this in a bit, but I guess we can go a little bit more in depth about it. What's gonna set this game apart from every other game, like card game that's out there? Like,
Yeah,
what's
that's a good
what's gonna
Honestly-
be the biggest allure?
Yeah, for
Honestly,
sure,
it's the
for sure.
gameplay.
Wow.
So that's what I
Yeah.
felt like. It's like
There's
there
a-
are no other card games like that.
There's a couple,
Are there really?
and I purposely didn't look into them before I started designing this. But like Flesh and Blood, I looked into it. It's kind of similar, but it's not quite what I'm doing. It's kind of an attack go, pitch cards from your hands to pay for it, and that's all well and good, but it's just not what I'm doing. It
Right.
doesn't catch the same tone. It gives you where people are going to sit there for 5 minutes thinking.
Yeah, see, now that's some trash right
That's
there.
a no-go.
That's garbage.
I want
That-
less
I
time
wanna-
Yeah.
dictated on.
Have
thinking.
you guys played Doom Eternal?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
way that game makes you feel is how I want this card game to
Fast-paced,
make
constantly
you
in
feel.
tension.
I want your blood pressure up while you're playing this game. That's
dope.
my goal of the game.
So as a creator, what do you think that in the future that you want for not just the game, but for kind of the contents and the story within it?
Well, I'm actually hoping to expand it to an entire full-blown like multiverse.
No.
Yeah, I've got a whole bevy of other game designs, board games, 4X games, Euro gamers, war games. And it's all based on the same lore.
I have to because what you're saying is almost in the same vein as J.R. Tolkien. I have to ask you, do you find yourself running into a bit of the madness that J.R. Tolkien does because you contain a world that hasn't come to complete fruition yet, but you want to see it come to fruition? Because J.R. Tolkien, as he was writing his books, he was taking something that was in his head and giving it, in depth. I can't remember which Lord of the Rings book it is, but one of the Lord of the Rings books, specifically not the Hobbit or anything like that, but one of the Lord of the Rings books, when you open the back of the book, that's the lineage of everything, of every creature that has ever existed ever, and it has all their names and all the creatures that existed along with them and all the lineages of the ancestors that existed before them, and has all these family trees and, like I said, all these names and information. Do you find yourself kind of running into, like I said, a bit of that madness of, I contain this world up here that I haven't quite brought out into the world of fruition, and I'm just waiting to kind of spill, almost like a bull in the chute
Oh, I
before you're about to
understand.
buck out the rider.
Jump in the rabbit hole.
Right,
Before you go
right.
down a rabbit
Yes,
hole.
yeah.
No, luckily I don't generally just get the inclination to always pull on the thread that leads you down the rabbit hole for a lot of things, but I do sometimes. Like I'll be generating like a picture in AI, and I'll go back and retouch it and erase and replace things. The next thing I know, I've been working on the same picture for 6 hours trying to get one picture just right. It does happen, but I mean, as far as lineages and things like that, no. However, I do want to release, like, for each world, because not every world's going to be the same. I want to release, like, a bestiary for the worlds and the different
I
beings
think
on
that's
the
necessary.
world.
Yeah, totally.
If you're gonna have an
Because-
expansive universe.
Yeah,
Right.
the way the universe is going to work is everything is created from air, water, fire, and earth, aether. And aether is just the ambient energy that creates and sustains life. So different mixtures and ratios of those things on the world will dictate the life of that world. And these champions, so everything is made up of this. The champions and travelers are known as Aetherborn, in which they just have a stronger connection to this energy.
Damn,
Very-
dude. Damn. So like, you don't want players to not immerse themselves in your game. You want them to have the ability of saying, now listen. The biggest thing is, I think your patience. Like the biggest thing is that the ability to do offline. Lo and I both know that we get caught up by online games because we want to play this online stuff.
Right.
We can't because the internet's out or it's taking 30 hours to download the fucking game. So like, instead of doing all that, why don't you just pick this fucking thing up that plays 10 minutes?
Check this out, bro. So, the reason I didn't want to do split play mats, where half of the board's on yours and half's on theirs, because I wanted to release play mats as game sets, in which you can take your glory deck and you can play through dungeon sets that I have drawn up, and the play mat will be like a map of the dungeons. And then
So
the
it's got, like,
dungeons will be
visual.
instances, yeah, and like, and I'll have like dice rolling mechanics that you roll up to see what the enemy does and things like that, and you play your cards against the enemies to beat them to get into the dungeons. And I'll also be like reprinting and releasing new cards through those products as well.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So you're looking to
Expand the game in ways where you're not only like the game isn't just glory, but
Right.
you're able to use your glory deck as a game piece in different products
Yeah.
from our company.
Yeah, I love that. Because at the end of the day, not everybody is floating in cash, and if you have a little bit of money to make your own world offline without having to need any other things electronically, I mean that's kind of hard to beat.
Right.
That's hard to beat. Especially when two 35-year-old men can play each other in less than 30 minutes and stand up and be like, no, you're a bitch. No, fuck you. You're a bitch.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no, I had you.
Listen,
I almost fucking had you.
I was thinking about even including, because there's going to be more card types like quick actions in the game, and I was thinking about making some quick actions that were emotes that were kind of like memeing on the opponent, like, you know, Fortnite when you emote on them.
Oh yeah, when you
that,
teabag them, bro, when they're knocked the fuck out. Yeah,
you know,
there's
like
some
if you
spots,
hit him
bro.
with attack, you play your emote and it does some extra effect on him.
Oh god,
Just-
can you? Oh my.
Just for disrespect.
Dude, can you like you know you've got the dude on the ropes and he's the person's doing so bad that you're like the next card you play is like fucking emo fucking
Yeah, and
Or it's
the
just-
next attack you play does plus 15 damage.
You humiliated your opponent.
Yeah.
You're taking extra 50 damage.
ooh be burned be burned be burned. I don't even we've been on for quite a while.
I love that we've talked so much
Yes.
about this game, but I don't want to give too much away anymore.
Yeah, that's
I
correct.
think that we put a cap on it because we've talked so much that I've learned more than I ever knew about it.
Right,
And I
right.
don't want
I
people
think-
to try to take this from him because this is important.
No.
This is my intellectual
Well, no,
property.
because this is property right here. This is proof that it was said before.
This is
anywhere
said
else.
before anyone else,
Yeah.
anywhere else that you know
You guys want to
that
hear
Dallas
about
Pleasant.
another game I have
What's
in
this?
mind? So it's like a political game.
Lost my interest.
We're going.
So it's called Royal Court, and you each are members of the King's Court, and the king will have a decree, and you'll draw cards off of like the shared deck, and those are what you can do. And the idea of the game is to, based on the cards in your hand, convince the other players to agree with what you want to do on the king's decree.
I hate that I like that idea.
And think about it, because I thought I could even have like an out of court session, and where you could do like the cloak and dagger type stuff.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. I think there's nothing better than the ability to kind of stretch your creative wings and not just say, hey, I want to do this creative card fighting game. I want to do more and much more.
Some weird political game. That's
I-
all
I-
about
the fact that
making and
it's-
breaking deals with your buddies.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Like
That's
other games, like,
so there. I don't know if I should mention the game. I guess, but a friend of mine made a game called Annihilation Nation, where
Cool name.
that's essentially Annihilation
Cool
Nation.
name.
Yeah, my buddy Justin Finger. If you guys get a chance,
Cool name.
yeah,
Double on time.
yeah.
Justin.
Annihilation. Yeah, Justin Finger. Yeah, his family owned a restaurant called Fingers Chicken.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and Fingers Chicken was considered some of the best chicken in Michigan. Yeah,
That's
at the
amazing.
time.
I like
Right, right. Okay, so
I love
this
it.
kid made this game. This one of my best friends, a buddy of mine. He's much older than I was a kid. This guy's much older than I am. Justin made this game called Annihilation Nation, and he does essentially that, where he plays like you want to not he does that, but one part of the game is. If you want others to come with you, you can make a decree amongst them, and then if they agree, then you get a token. And if you get 3 tokens, that's how you win the game.
That's
So that's one of the ways to win the game. But yeah,
It's like a democratic approach.
yeah. And by the way, there's many decks in there, and you can guess which one I picked. The Theologian deck.
What's that?
Theologians, the people that believe in God, like religious people.
Why are they called theologians though?
Theologians, like that's usually like the
The
biblical
broad
name,
term?
like that's the biblical name for like those that study of the Bible and then use that.
Cool.
As
So they had a
like,
religious
Like
aspect.
theology.
it did. So
Okay.
theology,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, right. So that
I
I
was
use.
confused. I don't know why I was lost on that.
So like I use that as like I would never like. There's not aggressive, violent cards where you can go out and like bomb people and shit. But, like there's cards that you can use to like win people over.
So it's like fucking Civilization where you convert people. That's how you can win through religious
Totally.
conversion.
Totally.
That's awesome.
Totally.
I like that.
So
I
like,
the variety of that.
one of the decks, one of the decks is dictators, and like I said, the deck that I picked constantly out of all of them was the Theologian deck.
You know, there's a card game based on the Bible I gotta show you after this.
What,
And it's about saving lost souls. And
Dude, I have to know.
you win by saving the most lost souls.
And you.
Adam's like, I'll win every time.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's
yeah,
it.
I've been seeing it on YouTube lately.
Yeah,
I'll
I need
show you.
to know about it immediately. Yeah.
What
Thank
time is it, guys?
you. Yeah, we've probably
It's
done.
3:24 in the morning, my friends.
You got
It
enough
is-
content?
It's been a
That's
late
more than
night.
enough. That's
I
more
think
than enough.
we've pushed it. This has probably been my favorite episode, though.
Cool, buddy. I'm
With
glad
the-
to hear that. Dude.
Yeah, because it's just the most natural, organic, and
Right.
just best.
We
like,
didn't have
I
to push
think about
anything.
it. Nothing at
No,
all.
the agenda's
So
right.
it came naturally. So I enjoyed this.
Me too.
You know, we only have 3 more episodes after this left in the season.
That's true.
If this is our most if this is one of our popular, we'll bring it back. But I love it because we get to talk to people. That's my
Right.
favorite part. I don't,
Right.
you know, the part between us is great, but we've
Right.
known each other for years.
Right,
What
but-
else can we say other than what we already said? But we still find shit.
We
but,
right.
but
Right.
talking to other people is nice.
That's what
because
makes it better between
it's
us,
so
honestly.
much better because we can there's back and forth.
Right.
We get to actually share our experience with them, and
Right.
then they can share it with us.
Yeah.
And it just makes it so much more organic, which is what I love about conversations. I don't like planned out shit because it doesn't always work that way.
It doesn't.
I mean, you have structure, but the best shit comes when it's just like
It's organic as
it's
fuck.
Yeah, you know
It
what?
has to be
the best food's organic, motherfucker. That's why it's the most expensive. Right? I think. I don't know. I can't remember. But
I don't know
just
stuff. I don't go shopping.
I don't
I
shop.
eat McDonald's.
I eat fucking chicken and rice. What do I know?
It's wild. I was worried I wouldn't have anything to say, but I probably have another 2-3 hours.
That's
of
what I'm
stuff
saying.
to
If-
say.
told you, dude. We told you. We told you
If,
that.
if we didn't have to preach, I didn't have to work, and we had to
Right.
drive you home for 3 hours, it'd be all good.
It'd
you
be
know?
straight, bro. It'd be straight,
But
bro.
you know, shit, I'm just happy we got to do this.
Yeah,
finally.
right. This is
episode 10,
a long
though.
time coming.
Everyone,
Yeah.
Sneak peek.
Tell 'em.
My hope is to have everyone that we've had as a guest
Right.
back on the show, even
Right.
if it's just a voice thing, not visual. Maybe visual between me and Adam.
Right.
And
Or
a multiple call.
right,
on
a
that other
video
screen,
call,
like
right.
we did with
We'll
Dan.
probably do
It
that,
might
right.
be a little crazy, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll
figure
I
it
think
out.
it would be a
Figure it
good
out.
We'll figure
ending
it
to
out.
the season
Yeah.
to have everyone who's talked come back on, and we could all talk about shit. Because
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good way for everybody to learn about everything that we've all talked about. And
Yeah.
I appreciate everyone that spends their time to be here.
Yeah.
Because it's like fucking 4 a.m. You know, when we're
It's-
doing this.
right.
But to me, that means a lot. Because
does mean a lot.
You know, like not everyone would be like, "Hey, man, I have to work tomorrow. I can't do this." Like, I gotta
Right.
work tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. I gotta
Right.
be up till 12 a.m.
Same here.
again. I
Same
don't
here.
care,
Right. I don't give a fuck.
but
Right.
I'm happy that
Right.
this is a solidified moment in history.
Right. I can spend time with my buddy.
Yeah,
Doing
and,
this shit.
and like I could look back and say I had a great time.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
I got to learn. We got to experience each other in memories and just things that we've got to do. And like his future, our futures tied.
Yeah. They're tied together. Right.
Yeah. So, and you're here for it. You know, the people watching this,
You're here.
You're gonna be here for the beginning, and those who are here from the beginning, and like that's what means the most to us, because you followed us when most people
We had
just
nothing.
nothing,
Get nothing.
nothing at all, and we're just putting shit out there to hopes that you guys can relate to it,
Right, totally.
and find some solace in it, information, or anything, whatever you're looking for. Hopefully, you can find it here. That's what I care about, you know. Fuck.
Right. I
You
mean,
need
because
a
that's
moment of reprieve. Come to these guys.
Yeah,
right.
This is it. This is it.
We want you, like I said, here at Lions Den and NSBW, we want you to honestly feel like you have somebody that's on your side. So when you turn these videos on, right, and you start playing them, you can say to yourself that there is somebody on my side. Like, I am not alone, even though these dudes live in a different state. They live maybe in a different country, because we found out that there's some people.
Belgium. We have somebody in Belgium that
It's like
watches us
people just
consistently.
listening to us in different countries.
They're like,
Dankeschön.
They're like, these fucking guys are solid.
Das ist gut, ja.
Das ist gut, ja. Das ist NSBW.
very good.
NSBW 47. Cool. Yes? The black guy, he
So
gives
cool.
me love. The black guy gives me the laughs. He gives me
This man makes me laugh.
Das dark man makes me laugh. He is not the dark man from the movies with the bandages all over his face, but he is a cool man. He is a very nice man. He said he likes to eat.
Arnold Schwarzenegger watching our shit. Yeah, it's very good.
Yes, very good. Not too bad.
Chill.
You get a couple of you get a black guy, you get a white guy, and then they say that they're not so black and white. Get it?
Man, this has been like literally this has been
Fucking
great.
up tap, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I get on some of that, boys?
Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
sure,
On my
for
potato,
sure.
too.
For nuts, bro. Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on and sharing everything that you've shared.
Yeah.
You know,
We love
knowing
you
that
for
like
Glory.
this is your baby. So
Right,
we
we
hope
love
that you're
Glory.
able to raise it into fruition, and we can all enjoy its fruits.
Bro, I'm not gonna jerk a chain. I love Glory. I love.
Yeah,
Glory.
it sounds great.
It
Now that
sounds
I've got
great.
to sit in for like a couple
Right, and
hours
play it.
learn.
Right, I can't.
Yeah.
Like almost in a sense, I can't wait to play it, because there's a person that's saying, "Yo, I have access to this game. I made it, and I want you to play it to see what your reaction would be." Because truth, at the end of the day, Logan and I, even though we're kind of the same dude, him and I are gonna play two different ways, totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Always.
and
Because that guy's
I wanna
logic and
support
I'm
that,
all
yeah.
feeling. So I can't wait to see what that match is gonna be.
Yeah, I had an idea where I wanted to build the archetypes based off the 7 sins and 7 virtues, because there'd be like an aggressive, defensive, and balanced archetype.
Yeah.
So I could spread that amongst the virtues and sins, and
Listen, you're talking about Leonard.
yeah, I figured it might be.
Oh, that's water.
But I guess you guys said we need to cut this, right?
Yeah,
we should probably
Thanks
do
again,
that.
guys. Thanks again for coming and enjoying
Thank you,
us here
Dallas.
on
We
Lions Den.
appreciate
Thank
you,
again
man.
for
We
Dallas.
love you so much.
Hey,
Thanks for
thanks
coming on the
for
show.
having me, guys.
Dallas.
Guys, thanks for joining
The
us on
best,
the
yeah.
first week, our first full week of the Lions. And if you've made it to 7 episodes,
That's
you made it a
7
week with the
episodes.
Lions,
Made it
safe and
big-
sound, where the
100%.
mouths are closed and the ears are open. So
I
again,
can
I'm
never
your
remember
co-host
that.
Logan.
And I am your co-host Adam that can never remember the entire slogan correctly.
It happens. We
Every-
fucked it up a lot when we
every
first started. It took a
single
while.
time.
I
That's
still screw up
okay.
the gaming one. But
I
hey,
love
and this
you.
is Dallas Blessing.
And
Thank you for
Dallas
being on the show.
Blessing,
Let's give a
ladies
round
and
of applause.
Hey!
Ladies and
And this is the
gentlemen.
Lions Den,
We'll see
where
you
the
next
mouths are
time.
closed and
the-
the ears are open.
Always
He
listen.
always listening.
Thank you for listening.
See you guys
Thanks,
next
guys.
time.